The following episode is brought to you by Poison City Brewing, proud makers of Durban Poison Cannabis Lager, the beer that invites you to live your poison.
Welcome to Sludge Underground, the 100th episode. Goddamn. My name is Marcel.
Sweet. And I'm Nasipi. And it's really awesome that we are, here. I never thought that we'd get to the 100th episode, but damn, here we are. And it actually reminds me, Marcel, of that first night when we got together.
In the car.
And it was one of the first nights that you were here, like down in Durban and stuff. And I think it was me, you, and Keegan.
Yeah.
And
Who's, funny enough, in the same house tonight.
In the same house, yeah.
He lives here.
Yeah, so like when I listened to that episode, dude, like I think we called it the first ever episode. It was very cringe, dude. Like I cringed.
and this isn't.
Yeah, it actually kind of is. It's my first time in front of a camera, so
we're advanced cringe tonight. Like it's a whole other level.
Yeah, and this wasn't even planned. Like we didn't even plan on how we're gonna sort of structure it or follow it up. It's literally just record and then whatever comes. So yeah, man, like that episode is super cringe, and I even remember that we got some
some hate.
Yeah, some hate from that, and I can actually see why. Like
the spirit of sludge has always been DIY. Let's just do it. Let's just make shit happen and do whatever we can. And here we are, fucking 100 episodes later.
Yeah, so
100 episodes later, here we are, and we're still doing this shit. And we're looking at the stats. We're looking at the SoundCloud stats, and it's, as of today, at just under 8,000 views. It's actually something crazy. Like it's crazy how much what we've done in this space of time, just from absolutely nothing with absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and it just also leads me to sort of just appreciating that, Sludge, these numbers that we see here, basically, just under 8,000, it's not just myself, Marcel, anyone else has been a part of this. It's literally all the artists that we've had. Like, all these numbers are basically testament to the whole scene sort of coming together and sort of showcasing, the best of the artists that we have down in Durban, and some of the artists that also come down to Durban as well. So we can't credit ourselves for this. Sludge is for the people, by the people, and yeah, these numbers we couldn't have gotten, without the artists and the bands and whatnot.
But this whole thing is just a love for the music scene. We've done all of this just because we love music. We love South African music. We love the talent that we have here, the artists that we have here. They're just, everything about it is absolutely fantastic. And if you're watching this and you think there is no local scene, we have 99 other episodes to tell you otherwise. Definitely. The South African music scene is so much more than what some people believe it to be. And it is a community that is growing and expanding, and it is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that's really dope, dude. And if we sort of go down now here on the stats as well, SoundCloud is really awesome because it also shows us the people that have been tuning in. And right now I'm going to go into top listeners, and we can see that right up at number 1 is Duncan Park, who we've actually had on the podcast an artist, as well. Yeah. Which is really dope. It's really cool that, he has been tuning into the episode, or did at some point. And another person I really need to mention is Joshua Sky, dude. He's, every week when I put up the episodes, he's almost always there in the people that have been streaming. And from what I understand, I've got a mate of mine, Carl, who's also mates with him, and he's also an artist apparently as well. So it's really cool that you actually also get artists who are tuning in.
Yeah, we're listening to it as well.
Yeah. And number 3 here is someone that
This is an old bandmate.
Yeah, and she is actually responsible. She's part of the band that you were in, Running from a Full Moon.
She's actually Nikki is actually part of the band that created the Sludge theme song, which is my old band from Joburg, who is ironically on this list as well, because I still use that profile. I don't have my own SoundCloud account.
Oh my god!
I still use the Running from a Full Moon profile.
Wait, so that's not Nicole, that's you?
No, that is Nikki.
Okay.
That's literally her picture, but the Running from a Full Moon one there, a little bit down.
Running from a Full Moon.
That's me.
Oh flip, yeah. Dude, and there's a user 8 something.
User 8287 00475.
Tuned in 49 times. Mitchell Tees, the one and only.
Mitchell doesn't count. Mitchell's a part of this.
He's part of this, so it's all good. Mouse, dude, this reminds me of that episode we did with Mouse, and they're really cool guys.
Wasn't it Damon who turned around and he was like, so when did you guys start doing this?
Yeah.
Like, he flipped the whole interview on its head. He just turned it around.
We've had some really special moments. Like that was one of the highlights, actually.
It was one of the first as well.
Yeah,
That was
actually, I think it was like
the third.
It was an episode.
Yeah, it was like one of the third.
Because the first one you had was the band with Baron and Andy. Hated Related was I think the first
it was
band
Hated Related, yeah.
And then
it was either the Myths,
and then it was the Myths, and then Mouse. I think it was.
It's just I know that those three were the first.
Yeah. And then Black Math.
Yeah, we might have the order wrong, but it was definitely those guys.
One of the
and
first ones.
all fantastic musicians. The Myths aren't a thing anymore. Hey.
Not anymore. Yeah, it's a pity that the Myths, sort of stopped because they were onto something. I actually still have, when we recorded that episode, we bought at home. I've still got one of their albums with.
I have a
design.
mouse. I have a mouse sticker on my PlayStation.
That's really dope.
I think I also have one on my amp, actually. Believe it or not, my guitar amp.
Shout out to those bands there. And yeah, man, as you can see, there are just so many like cool people and even artists and stuff.
My name is Evan.
Yeah, there he is. And a lot of people that have sort of joined us on our journey. Prashant.
No,
that's a
different Prashant. Oh, yes,
yes. The one that you interviewed, the one from Joburg.
Yes. Yeah. He is a great human, by the way. He's just the...
You guys actually had him on. Wait, it was Nicole and then they actually had them on. Oh, yeah, flip. In case anyone didn't know, we actually also had a brief stint up in Joburg where Nicole and the gang was sort of interviewing some of the artists.
It got a bit too much. There was too much going on for them, unfortunately. We will get there.
Nice. It was really nice though, like what they did there with the Prashant episode was really cool. Yeah, that's my brother-in-law right there. Your Cynical Sanity, I mean, tuning in as well.
Really?
Which is really cool. Yeah. It's really dope. Skinwalker. The Myths themselves have been tuning in. Voicelessness
is Reno's band.
Yeah, Reno's band. They've also been doing quite well.
Is it Reno? Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's Reno. Right Off. Oh, that Right Off. Remember when we went to Right Off?
Durban is yours.
I mean, all these people that have been tuning in, we just want to say we really appreciate you. Shout out to you guys, Mandy.
Thorns of Ivory.
Who would have
sold?
Yeah, like if we could actually give you all the shout outs, we would. But I mean, with anyone who's watching on the YouTube channel,
Duncan Park has a lot of time, man. Like, that is amazing. Like, he listens to this more than I do.
Yeah, but I think it was more for like his episode and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool that he's like up there. And also now the nice thing about SoundCloud is all these stats, dude. Like, look at this. So all the top played, obviously at number 1. This is now we've entered a mini countdown. It's impromptu. We just literally came up with it now. Like now, we're gonna give you guys like the top 10, I reckon.
Yeah.
Episodes, like the most streamed episodes like ever. So starting off at number 10, it's our episode with Bad Milk. It was episode 87. I did that one with Andile, and that episode was really dope, dude. Bad Milk is a female artist. She does hip hop. She's a rapper. She's also from Joburg. She's down here in Durban right now, and she's really doing some big things, dude. Like, a lot of people in the scene respect her and what she's doing. She actually released an EP recently as well.
Yeah, shit.
So people should go on her pages and check it out. She goes by the handle I'm Bad Milk. Drink it. On Instagram. Check her out.
Like, we're doing this all from memory.
Yeah.
Give us some credit. We know all of this. And then the next one, number 9, is Greg Allen and Baron. Now, this was an interesting one because this wasn't actually a band like artist or whatnot. Greg is obviously the Medicine Dolls, the anti-retro vinyls, those sort of things. He was just on a solo tour actually when we met up. And then Baron is the vocalist of Hated Related, and they were just doing a little bit of this tour together. And there was this venue owner who we shan't really mention. You can go listen to the episode, but this guy just lost his shit basically, and it turned into addressing like a homophobic thing. And that was an interesting night because Baron was an angry human.
Yeah, that was a really, a lot of people sort of responded to that one. I think it's one of the highest streamed episodes this year, like just in 2019 now, and it's actually really cool that it ended up on the top 10, not impromptu top 10 on 9th. So it's really cool. Do check it out. It sparked a lot of controversy and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. And then number 8, we got Chris Snakes 2, which was also the part 2 of the second interview of Chris Snakes. So that was really awesome having Chris Snakes back. He was there. He was back again with his manager Martin. He was there with Romario. I did that one with Andile and Treasure as well. We did that interview in the car like we do with most of our interviews. And it was really hot in there, but at the same time he spat some really...
It's hot as Satanic Dark Orgy, man.
Dude, I listened to that and they were even saying like, sheesh, Marcel, it's like bloody hot in here.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. There was a point where a double-ended dildo demisted the windows.
Oh shit.
I can tell you now there was some very, very... Shout out to Satanic Dark Orgy and Organ Freeman.
Shout out to you guys. And
at number 7 is ironically, look, we were talking about it, is the first ever episode
that is coming in.
That was like we had like a very, thinking back on it now, we actually all had such narrow views of the local music scene. We have learned so much about the local music scene since that. It is actually crazy. I mean, I've learned more about even the scene that I'm involved in, the metal, the alternative, the rock. I've learned so much more about it, as well as new scenes that I never thought I would enjoy, that I never thought I would actually get involved in. And I've fucking grown so much as a human, and we're actually the only 2 people from those days.
Yeah, that are still around. And dude, the funny thing about what you just said there with the whole, we were so narrow-minded. I remember we even went there. I don't know if it was myself or whatever, but when I was writing down the bio, I think it was after we did this episode, I wrote down the bio on our Facebook page, and fuck, dude, I was such an idiot. I was writing down and I was like, the panel comprises of experts, people who are industry standard, and all of this.
And we look back at it now and we're like, we've been doing this a little while now. We're not industry standard.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was part of the flag.
Probably why we got ripped a new arsehole.
But I mean, I actually don't regret a thing, because
we learned
the growth and also the growth. Yeah. It's always cool to sort of, people always want to hide when they're sort of starting out and all that. We aren't really afraid like of making mistakes. Like this year, like we could literally fuck up at any moment, but because you guys can see it and we know we can improve and grow, then it's all really good. It's all out there in front of you to see and stuff. So number 6 is episode 77, Chris Snakes 2 part 1, which is also part of that other Chris Snakes episode. This one is at 145 streams. Really cool, awesome guy. Chris Snakes 2019 was actually his year.
He's young though, didn't he like finish matric like last year or this
year? Dude, he's very young, and he's already
music
had.
Is good, dude.
He's had music video. Dude, his music video was blowing up on TV. Why?
It's so dope. Like, it's such a good fucking music video.
Playing it on Channel O, MTV. Like, dude, he's really like.
It's actually on my phone. Like, I play this in my car every now and then. Like.
Nice, dude. Flip, dude. And then number 5, Mouse.
Yeah, it's funny that we also spoke about this, because these guys are just great. Like, and they've been doing well, dude. They've also, I haven't seen much about them this year. I think Facebook's algorithms are fucking with me though, because I know they have been busy. They've not stopped.
Yeah, and they went to Joburg.
They're going to Joburg often, dude, and they're playing with like big guys from that side. If I'm not mistaken, like in that sort of genre, I think they were playing with I think they played a show with Pollinator. I could be wrong though. But I know that they've gone up and they've played some really, really fucking cool shows. And just fuck, man, like all the best for those guys, because they deserve it. They're really, really good musicians.
Yeah, that's really true, bro. And just one thing, because we're going to be we're trying our best to sort of accommodate the people who are going to be listening to this on the podcast and the people who are going to be watching this on YouTube. I just want to do a little recap. In number 10 it was Bad Milk with 125 streams. It was number 9 Greg Allen, 129. Then number 8, it was Chris Snake's 2 Part 2 with 131 streams. And number 7, first ever episode with 139 streams for anyone who's listening and not seeing this. And Chris Snake's 2 Part 1 with 145 streams. And then Mouse at number 5 with 148 streams. We are now on number 4, Duncan Park, 157 streams. What do you remember about the Duncan Park episode?
I wasn't there.
Wait, what?
I don't remember it at all because I wasn't fucking there.
Dude, who was up? Oh, Flip, dude. Then it must have been... Are you sure you weren't there?
I wasn't there, no.
Okay, but anyways, Duncan Park is a really cool guy. He's like super chilled. Even the stuff that he posts on Facebook is very... Like, he's a human being, dude. I feel like with some artists, they sort of make it a thing to let you know that, listen, I'm an artist, I'm in a band, I do this, I
less
make
than
music.
human.
So with him, dude, like, even the stuff that he puts up on social media, it's like, okay, I can actually relate to this guy because, you know, the stuff that he posts is, you know, it's very relatable. And number 3, Black Math.
I missed this one as well. Yeah, you talk about this. This is probably the one I'm the bleakest about that I missed because I really... Black Math, actually, I don't know if you remember this, one of my first weeks in Durban, I met up with you guys. I had a jam with you guys. And after that jam, we went to the Winston. And I'd been here for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And we went through, and one of the bands we watched was The Myths, I think Mouse, and Black Math.
Really?
So one of the first Durban bands I ever saw was Black Math, and that was a pretty cool standard to enter on.
Yeah, Black Math. That episode was, we did it at McDonald's in Hillcrest. I was very nervous in that episode. I don't know if anyone who listened to it or streamed it like heard, but I was.
Oh, it was episode 5. I'm not fucking surprised.
I mean, besides the fact that it was episode 5, dude, it was Black Math.
They have a massive reputation.
It was Black Math, you know, and it was like very. It was like the 3 of them were there. We did it in one of their cars as well, like at the back.
Van? Like,
in the van, dude.
You're about to get abducted,
dude. And I remember just chilling there, dude, and these larger than life sort of, you know, people in front of me, and like, dude, I was shitting myself. But yeah, that episode is up. I hope that anyone who's listened to it, you know, enjoyed it as well. That's chilling on 164 streams since its inception. And yeah, at number 2 we've got The Myths and Josh Skippers. Yes, you were.
Josh was so funny. Like, The Myths were great, and Josh was also just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they're really cool. Like we said earlier, it's a pity that The Myths isn't around anymore, but I know that Josh was doing Palm Drive, and he does sort of like, he produces like beats and stuff.
Yeah.
It was actually such an honor, dude, having this was the 4th episode, and we already had like The Myths and everything like that, which is, it just makes me happy that, you know, the bands and the scenes sort of came together early. Like, they really noticed that, hey, you know what, let's just give these guys a chance and whatnot. So yeah, with number 1, Chris Snake's episode 31 coming in with a whopping 547 streams. That is insane. And for me personally, when I did this interview, we met up at Pavilion. It was me, Chris Snakes, his manager Martin, and Mario. And I like, at that point, I didn't know much about hip hop, like, at all. Like, all I did was maybe just listen to 1 or 2 songs and stuff. So for me, it was a big deal because I'd seen Chris Snakes when the warehouse or like first opened up. Unfortunately, I left early, but Ndile then told me that, dude, there's this artist, Chris Snakes. You remember that guy, that quiet guy that was there when the cypher was happening outside? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, dude, he performed and people were doing the daggy, people were going crazy. And I was like, what? Like, what? That quiet guy? Like, what? And then we got into his music. He introduced me to his track Spicy. This was Andile who sent me the track, and I was like, my gosh, Spicy is this dude is
like, I remember hearing that and having it like stuck in my head for a while. Like to give you context, like, I'm pretty much well rooted in like the heavier side of the music. Like, I enjoy a lot of different music, and Sludge opened my eyes to a lot of different music, but originally I was very rooted in heavier stuff. I was kind of very snobbish in that sense, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fucking catchy. It was really good.
So really shout out to Chris Snakes. Shout out to every artist and every band that has ever been on Sludge Underground. That was an impromptu top 10, but honestly,
what's been your favorite favorite artist?
Yo, dude, I must say,
personal bias.
Dude, there's just so many that are my favorite. But my favorite, I think, to date would be the one that I did recently, actually, with an artist called Randy McLolan. It was myself, and it was co-hosted by a DJ. Her name's DJ Zeta.
Yeah.
Dude, that was it's just all of them are creatives. Zeta is a DJ. She's also a singer-songwriter as well. Randy McLolan does like neo soul sort of stuff, and she sings. And then her producer was there, Phantom. And dude, it was just so insane because like from Zeta, the things that she was asking, and some of the stuff that Randy was saying, and the input from her producer, dude, it was literally like just watching. Like, it was insane, dude. Like, people go listen to that episode and just hear how it sort of manifested all these different creatives coming up with this really amazing episode. I think that's one of my favorite. Besides that one, I'd say maybe Holly Ray was a surprise for me, because to even have her on, the fact that she even responded and said, you know what, come through, that was really amazing in that aspect. But as I said, Randy McLolan won for me. What about you, bro?
Life Below.
Okay.
It was one of the funny ones I remember.
We learned a lot on that episode,
because we just spent hours
Yeah.
talking shit with those dudes.
Yeah.
Alright, and then getting the chance to interview Short Straw.
Ooh, dude.
That was-
you guys are wine and dined and everything, dude. I was so
Like,
jealous.
I think that was the first time we were ever treated like some form of press.
Yeah.
And that was a very interesting experience.
Yeah.
And I was stoked for the opportunity.
Mm.
And yeah, no, that was just absolutely fucking fantastic.
Yeah, like how were they like in general as people?
They're very down to earth dudes.
Yeah.
Actually, they're
Yeah.
actually, it's funny like how they've got that whole thing of, you know, it's Short Straw,
Yeah.
but they're all such down to earth guys
Yeah.
where they just chill on the side like waiting for the show to start. And yeah,
No, that's really dope, bro. And yeah, as we said, you know, it's every person, every single artist that has been on here, you know, has sort of paved the way. You know, it's the artists, it's the people that tune in that have made Sludge Underground what it is. So, you know, with that, there's a lot of gratitude, really grateful that it is where it is because of all of you guys. So yeah, I don't know if you have anything else left on the analytics part of it, you know.
Not really, no,
I
actually.
really just want to touch on now a bit on your YouTube channel, bro. You basically are running our YouTube channel at Sludge Underground. How has that whole experience been for you?
so we decided that we would go into the YouTube just to give a bit more of a visual medium and just add like a different concept to Sludge as well. Not everyone likes sitting and listening to a podcast, you know. It's a bit of a thing of not everyone can just sit down and go into it in that sense. So we decided to just, you know, give a bit more of a, like I said, a visual medium. I've put up a couple of videos. I'm going to be doing just breakdowns of local bands, talking about what guys are up to, going over releases, talking about music videos and all these sort of things. I have going to be putting up compilations of music as well, which is something we could possibly do on SoundCloud, but is a lot easier on YouTube in that sense because it's a lot more commonly used as a platform.
Yeah.
And while I've done about 3-4 videos now, what we're going to be doing is in the new year, it's going to be more of a weekly thing or fortnightly thing.
Okay.
And just there's going to be at least a constant stream of content up there. Drop a subscribe to the channel. It's would do us the world of good, and just share it with your friends, and we will any feedback, any artists who want to be involved, please hit us up, talk to us about it.
And so far, bro, with the episodes or the stuff that you've uploaded, I remember you had one with all the like the good metal bands.
Yeah, breakdown of the South African metal
like,
music awards.
Like for anyone, just give us sort of a synopsis of that, like what you sort of broke down in that, so people can maybe tune in.
So basically what I did was I took all the winners of the South African Metal Music Awards once they announced it, and they put up the announcements of who won what in what category. I sat down and just researched all the bands, where they come from, what they won, and just put together some information about those bands, where they came from. Some, like Treehouse Burning, for instance, they won the award for Best Newcomer. Being the Best Newcomer, obviously not a lot of people would know them as well as the other bands on the list.
Yeah.
So I went into a lot more detail with them in
Okay.
terms of where they came from, who they are, and whatnot. Bands like Facing the Gallows, Zombies Ate My Girlfriend, they need a lot less introduction,
Yeah.
considering the awards that they won as well. Facing the Gallows won fucking 3, I think,
Yeah.
which is
Insane.
mind-blowing. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing a lot more things like that, and just any artists you can send my way and all these sort of things. Just, yeah, fucking let's talk about it. Let's do something.
Sweet, that's epic. And yeah, just one other thing that actually happened this year as well that we can now get onto is that we managed to get ourselves a sponsor. It was really one of the highlights of Sludge Underground in what, three or so years that we've been running and whatnot, never in my life did I ever think that we'd ever get to a point where there's a sponsor involved and whatnot. So shout out to the O's there at Poison City Brewing for accommodating us and whatnot. And we basically have an agreement where we're getting some of their goodies and stuff, and we basically giving them out to the bands and the artists that basically come through. They're obviously limited, so we do hand them out when we can.
Don't feel left out if you didn't get anything. We will do. Your time will come.
Hopefully, as the relationship grows, we will be, able to sort of provide those with every single artist that comes on. Otherwise, guys, please just go onto their pages as well, Poison City Brewing. And also get yourself a 6-pack of Durban Poison Cannabis Lager, one of the best beers, out, like I'd say probably in South Africa as a whole. Even they've been winning awards and all of that stuff. So it's really cool that their views are sort of in line with what we're trying to achieve as well, trying to get the scene together. So props to them. They've got a new ad out as well that they recently shot, so that is it's really dope. It's like the quality is insane. So guys, do check them out as well on their pages and whatnot.
See what you can things do. That were different this year as well. We actually did an interview with a purely local Durban business, a purely local South African business, and that was the Firehouse.
Yes, dude. Oh man.
So this is like this pizza place, this rustic pizza place in the heart of Durban, like in Florida Road. Just off Florida Road, hey?
Yeah, it's in Florida Road.
Yeah, and the greatest pizza. And they're so cool. They host like these first Thursdays. They get artists there involved as well. And it's just the greatest place. It's this small place, like just upstairs in this small place. And it's just got the biggest vibe. Like, I know I kept saying small, but just it's the biggest vibe for something that you would not expect. And like, it's Graham, it's Bradley, Tim, yes. Yeah. One letter wrong. Sorry, Tim. Please don't hurt me because. And these guys just run this place, and it is so great. It is the most homely place. The food is amazing, and they're just the coolest guys. It's such a vibe. If you're in Florida Road and you find the Firehouse, it's probably one of the coolest things we did this year.
Yeah, actually, you're so right, dude. And it was very accommodating. We had some of their pizza, and like we wouldn't just come up and just make shit up. Like seriously, it is probably the best pizza. They've got the whole wood sort of oven thing and whatnot.
The proper oven and whatnot.
Like so how pizza is actually supposed to be made.
And Graham does like all the different like flavor palettes and stuff like that. We learned a lot about pizza that night.
We learned a whole lot, dude. And it's really cool how they all sort of work together. It's not like one person is slacking or anything like that. Tim is literally like the heart of like the bases and all of that there. So it was really cool learning. It was really cool learning about them as well and whatnot. But with that being said, guys, YouTube channel is up. The sponsor is there. We had our first interview with the local business, like you said as well. All the artists that have come through. What are sort of your what's the next step? What would you sort of like to see us go next, and where would you like to see the scene as a whole in conjunction with Sludge Underground sort of go next?
Well, I would like there's 3 things that I would like next year to hold for us, and is getting our visual medium right. So integrating our YouTube channel, our visual side, as equally well into everything else of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Getting a bit more involved with the promotion and video wise and whatnot, as well as just continuing to interview artists. I would also like something I've been talking about for a long time, but is doing house parties with bands, just getting a venue and just bringing that sort of vibe back, bringing back that party. Fuck. Geralt of Rivia, circa 2019.
Fuck. You were saying where you want to see and all that.
Yeah, I want to bring bands back to house parties. I want to see these sort of things. I would love to throw a Sludge house party and just have a whole bunch of bands involved and just see what we can do with it. It's just not enough of these things are happening anymore. Yeah. Like so many guys talk about wanting to bring so much into the scene, but just stand and kick rocks around. And complain. But alternatively, on the flip side, there are guys out there who are busting their tits to make the scene a better place. And damn, guys, like I've been impressed by some of the things that people have pulled together.
No, that's really dope, yeah. And my wishes is for people to just keep tuning in. And I really also like to have, maybe a couple of the people that have been tuning in as well to sort of maybe join us at some point. Like literally, Sludge is like a free for all. I always make it a point that literally we've had artists that have come through here with their mothers. We've had artists that have come through here with their producers. Literally, come, bring your dog with you. Let's talk about your dog.
If you want to talk about the music scene, if you want to talk about it, just come along. Let's talk.
Bring your cats. Bring your pet monkey. Let's talk. Like just do whatever the fuck. It's free. Like it's really chilled. Like it's something that sort of I feel that radio doesn't give sort of an opportunity to do and stuff. So yeah, that's my wish, to see this grow in that way and continue being, on that sort of front. And there's something else, dude, that I had in mind, but no. Oh yes, my one dream is to also see to it that we get to sort of somehow combine both scenes, where you get the alternative hip-hop, and you get the hip hop, and somehow
bring them
together. And I have an idea in mind, and hopefully it's just gonna manifest. I'm gonna put it into play, and like, it's all trial and error. So if it works, we'll bring it out someday. And yeah, Flip, any last words as well before you go? Also, just one thing, when you mentioned, is it gonna turn off again?
No.
Okay, when you mentioned the people that are working their asses off to like getting the scene up, I want to send a special shout out to a group of people that have gotten together a venue up in Hillcrest, Pablo Hani.
Yes.
You guys are fucking the shit, because Hillcrest has been needing a venue. Fine, we've got Burlesque now and whatnot, but I feel like what you guys are doing for the scene is really special. Getting all the bands going up there. Mouse has played up there, South Wolves have played up there. Some of the Smokey Merkel came down from Pretoria, they played there. And also just shout outs to Brandon
Kayat.
You guys are fucking awesome.
Have you seen their YouTube videos, dude?
No.
Do yourselves a favor. From the Soul Collective, YouTube that shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's a small channel and they need a bigger following, because the quality of shit they're putting out does not justify the following that they have now. It's crazy. They need more followers, because the quality of videos they're putting out are fucking dope. Go check it out.
Yeah, I know that's really spot on, bro. And yeah, I think there's no other way to conclude this. I feel like
it's hot as balls in here. I'm dying.
Yeah. In closing, dude, where can people get in touch with you and whatnot?
Okay, I'm a social media whore. I'm on Instagram as Thorns of Sludge, or Thorns_of_sludge. Twitter, I shitpost pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Facebook,
best place to shitpost, dude.
Facebook, I probably shitpost more there than I should. Also, not to be mistaken for Marcel Smuts V2. Shout out. There is a fucking imposter. And YouTube. I have a YouTube channel as well. If you want to message me and talk about shit as well, just I won't give up my number. Just drop me a message. But just fucking talk to me, please. Like, if you want to talk about music, you want to just send me shit. I'm keen to listen. I'm keen to promote it. I'm keen to talk about it.
When are we seeing the next video from your channel?
Jesus. January.
We are looking at the calendar.
Yes. What is the worst possible date? I don't know.
Okay, but soon.
January sometime. Maybe 2021.
Sweet, dude. Yeah. Listen, I'm Zwane at Zwane031 on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's Nasipi Zwane.
You're so hard to find on social media sometimes, you know.
How?
Sometimes I search for you and I'm like, what the fuck, like.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I struggle to find you.
Dude, I need to like.
I have you on social media and I struggle to find you.
Jesus, dude, I need to do something about that. Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, and also just Sludge Underground as well. Check us out. We've got the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We are also on obviously SoundCloud. It's Sludge Underground Podcast on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. We are Sludge Underground Podcast. Check us out on there. We've got our Facebook page, Sludge Underground. We've got our Twitter page at Sludge031. We've got our Instagram page at Sludge Underground. We've got our email address, sludgeunderground@gmail.com. Like, literally, you can get us anywhere. Like, people, if you want to get on the podcast, send us a DM, send us an email, let us know. Like, even if you want to comment and just let us know what you guys think of the content.
I thought you were about to say, even if you want to send dick pics.
Even if you want to send dick pics,
4K resolution is the only acceptable, the only acceptable standard here.
4K or nothing. That's what we're talking about.
It's cut inappropriate.
Yeah, flip guys. Yeah, so I really hope. I just don't want to forget anything because this is like
we've probably forgotten something.
Yeah, we probably have, dude.
Just
and we'll remember afterwards.
But just know that if we have somehow forgotten you, we will remember you and
we'll hit you up. Guys, thank you so much. We hope you guys had a good 2019. Let's go into 2020 with a bang. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support. Everyone who's come through, thank you. Please support our YouTube channel. It's on the rise. Support our podcast. And yeah, guys, until next time, I guess it's bye for now.
Yeah,
cool.